the shadowed underbelly of Eden Park, where the ghosts of rugby titans whispered through the hallowed turf, the All Blacks assembled like warriors from a forgotten saga. Captain Ardie Savea, his eyes burning with the fire of ancestral Maoris, stood before his brethren, hulking figures etched in black, their haka tattoos pulsing like war drums under the floodlights. The air was thick with the scent of rain-soaked grass and impending glory, the Southern Cross winking mockingly from the velvet sky. Across the field, the Wallabies prowled, their gold jerseys gleaming like the scales of a serpent ready to strike. Led by the cunning Michael Hooper, they were no mere rivals but harbingers of chaos, their line-out steals legendary, their scrummaging a brutal symphony of Australian grit. This was no ordinary clash. It was the Bledisloe Cup reborn in apocalypse, a test of souls where the victor would etch their name into eternity. Savea raised his fist, silencing the murmurs. "Brothers," he intoned, voice gravelly as the Waikato River in flood, "the Wallabies come not as foes, but as the storm we must shatter. Remember '99, when their cunning nearly drowned us in our own harbour. We rose then, as we rise now. Feel the earth tremble beneath your boots. The All Blacks are the heartbeat of this nation, the thunder that cracks the colonial sky." The team erupted, a chorus of primal roars echoing off the stands, where 50,000 Kiwis painted the night in black and silver, their faces smeared with war paint, chanting "Ka mate" in rhythmic fury. The haka unfurled like a living beast, "Ka oha mai te ringa eit pakatara." Arms slashed the air, feet stomped the ground, eyes locked on the enemy line where Hooper smirked, unflinching, his pack forming a golden wall. As the anthem swelled, God Defend New Zealand's haunting melody clashing with Advance Australia Fair's defiant brass, the tension coiled like a spring. Referee Wayne Barnes, a grizzled Englishman with a whistle scarred by 1,000 battles, scanned the pitch. The coin toss favoured the hosts, Savea elected to receive. The Wallabies kicked off, a spiralling bomb that Beauden Barrett plucked from the heavens, his counterattack a blur of sidesteps and offloads. But Hooper's jackal loomed, fingers like iron claws snatching the ball at the breakdown. The first scrum collapsed in a heap of straining thews, New Zealand's front row, Cody Taylor, Nepo Lalala, Terrell Lomax, pushing back with volcanic force, only for Taniela Tapu's bull-like surge to hold the line. Penalties flew like arrows. Barrett slotted 3 points, but Foley replied in kind. The score teetered at 3-3 as halftime loomed, the epic challenge barely ignited, yet the gods of rugby already stirred, promising blood and redemption in the cauldron to come. The halftime whistle pierced the din, and the teams retreated to their lairs. In the All Blacks' den, coach Scott Robertson paced like a caged lion, his whiteboard a battlefield of arrows and excess. "Their wings are fire, Korobedi and Dugunu, but our centres are fortresses. Geordie, you ghost them. Rieko, you crush." Savea nodded, sweat beading on his brow, the weight of legacy pressing like an unseen hand. Across the divide, Eddie Jones barked at his charges, his Japanese-honed tactics a web of deception. Feint left, strike right. Make 'em chase shadows. The Wallabies huddled, their camaraderie forged in the outback's unforgiving sun, Hooper's tales of Sydney derbies fueling their resolve. As the second half beckoned, the stadium pulsed with electric anticipation, the epic rivalry of Phoenix rising from embers of defeat. Who would blink first in this dance of titans? The answer lay in the sweat-soaked fray, where heroes were forged and legends slain. The second half erupted with the ferocity of a Maori war party descending upon invaders. From the restart, Will Jordan's thunderous charge scattered the Wallabies like leaves in a gale, his fen sending Reece Hodge tumbling into the advertising hoardings. The All Blacks surged forward, a black tide crashing against gold barricades, Dalton Papaliai's carry bulldozing through midfield. But the Wallabies were no lambs. NIC White's box kick found touch, and from the line-out, Samu Karevi leaped like a colossus, claiming the ball amid a forest of leaping limbs. The maul rumbled onward, inexorable as the Murray River in spate, until Sam Cane's turnover at the ruck ignited cheers that shook the goalposts. Barrett's crossfield kick hung in the ether, a prayer answered by Mark Tellier-Sumanudafa's aerial duel win, his descent a hammer blow that pinned the Aussies back. Scrum time arrived like Judgment Day, the front rows binding in a ritual of raw power. Lalala's hook shot the ball back cleanly, but Tapu's talk twisted the set piece into chaos, earning a penalty against the hosts. Foley nailed it from 40 metres, edging the visitors ahead 6-3. Retaliation was swift, a Wallabies knock-on gifted possession, and Savea's snipe through the defence sliced open the seam. Offload to Barrett, who chipped over the top. Emini Narawa gathered on the bounce, dotting down under the posts amid delirium. Conversion, 10-6, All Blacks lead. The crowd's roar was apocalyptic, a sonic boom that registered on seismographs in Wellington. Yet the Wallabies clawed back, their phase play a hypnotic weave of pods and decoys, culminating in Andrew Kellaway's try in the corner after a Karevi break. Foley's touchline conversion shaved the margin to 1, 10-13. In the coaching box, Robertson slammed his fist on the desk, veins bulging like rivers on a map. Discipline, lads. Their offside game's killing us. Jones, ever the fox, adjusted his glasses, murmuring to his water boy about shadow plays. On the field, tempers flared. A high tackle from Lomax on White saw yellow cards waved like flags of truce. Down to 14, the All Blacks dug in, the defensive phalanx of steel. Sam Whitelock's tackle on Tapu echoed like With 15 minutes remaining, the arena transformed into Valhalla's Colosseum, where lesser men would crumble but these gladiators thrived on the brink. The All Blacks kicked off, the ball slicing through the night like a comet's tail, claimed by Tapu who offloaded amid contact. The Wallabies counter maul inched forward, a golden serpent coiling toward the try line, only for Whitelock's disruption to splinter it, the ball squirting free for Papali'i to snatch. Recycling at speed, New Zealand's attack hummed. Short passes, decoy runs, a flat line that stretched the defence thin. Ioane's crash ball drew in defenders, freeing Frizzle for a looping run that pierced the gap, but White's ankle tap felled him inches short. The recycle was ferocious. Kane sniped, Savea carried, and finally,